What's going on, y'all? We back with another one. Before we really get started, go and hit a like button and subscribe for me. Alright, it's gonna be a quick one because I'm gonna just go over it briefly. Alright, so tonight, tonight we're gonna talk about being deactivated. Yeah. Alright, so with some of these platforms, they get too congested. Like deactivation is almost like with DoorDash, for example. That's why folks is sharing and buying and selling DoorDash and Uber. Sometimes I've seen because Uber, like me and my homie used to share an Uber account, and he used to take a picture of his face. Uber didn't care. They didn't care that they matched my face. They just need you to take a picture of a face. And I think a lot of people have that figured out to the point where they just lend it to their cousin, brother, sister, mother type thing. But even because one of my DoorDashers pulled up on us the other day, and he pulled up. We thought it was a female. Now it was an old lady in the car, like a real old. I'm talking about grandma in the car, and he was about like 45-ish. So that probably was his mama account more than likely. But that don't matter. It don't matter to me. I don't really care. Get your money how you get it. But one of the things I can say was when I was in Atlanta, I didn't really understand it. It was like my second year being a DoorDash driver. So we was in Atlanta. It was like 2 a.m. If you know anything about Atlanta, Atlanta's like nowhere else, thankfully, in this nation for the most part, outside of like New York, in the sense of you can go somewhere at 2 a.m. and find something to do. You can fall off in somewhere at like 2 a.m. A lot of the restaurants may be closed, but like Nino's, for example, shout out to Nino's Pizza, yo. But it's still like 4 a.m. is kind of the cutoff there. It's still 5 a.m. You can find somewhere. And don't forget, it's the South, bro. It's a thing called Waffle House. I can't eat that no more because, you know what I'm saying, my allergy, celiacs kicked in. But you can find something 5 a.m. It's some things to be done in places like Atlanta. You can get busy. All right, but back to what matters, though. Let's talk being deactivated. I had a driver approach me, and they were trying to form like a union in a way. I thought it was stupid at the time. Keep in mind, this is like during 2020. This is COVID. We didn't shut down. Like I'm in Chicagoland right now. Everybody tell me Chicago was shut down. I have family members living in the city and stuff like that. They talking about we gotta wear masks at the gym and all this extra BS, bro. We ain't do none of that in the southeastern region. We ain't do none of that. From Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. All them 5 states that I was in frequently. Nah, bro, we ain't do none of that. So, but people here, you know what I'm saying, COVID changed a lot about the community and everything like that. But when you get into deactivations and stuff, he was trying to say, like, hey, join the union. It's going to help you from small, petty stuff from these platforms like irregular deactivation and things of that nature. Now, I should have went to that gas station. Now, part of the reason I'm mentioning this right now is because most recently I was deactivated from 2 platforms, okay? Not 1, but 2. The first one was Shipped. So Shipped, I ain't gonna lie to you, Shipped was cool because I used to make like at least $35 an hour doing Shipped. I ain't gonna lie about it. Shipped was smooth though. Like at least I ain't even lying. At least 30. Hopefully I got some video footage and some screenshots and stuff like that because I can show you. Like I just used to wait for the promo to hit and then get on like 3 of them things at the same time that the promo hit. So sometimes it used to be like promo $11, like bop, bop, bop. Or sometimes it used to be just 2 promos, 16, 15, boom. Sometimes I used to be able to hit them 15, 15, 17, like boom, boom, boom. And then still get tipped on top of that. So like Ship was cool. Ship was real cool. You just gotta wait for the end of the hour when they throw them surges on it. But deactivation, I had like a 4.4, I want to say, rating, and they was like, you got to keep a 4.7. So they deactivated me because I didn't have a 4.7, which is why, you know, it's almost key to have your own platform, if that makes any sense. But we'll talk about that in a later video. But yeah, deactivation. So he was trying to get us to form a union to, you know, stop deactivations in general. I guess I didn't really hear him out like that, but I see why he was doing it because most recently I got deactivated from Juicer. That's right, Juicer, like lime juicer, and that was random. I didn't really care about it because I don't really use it like that. I'm like, what the hell? Like, yeah, man, Juicer, bro, Juicer, lime juicer. So like, It's real. It happens. But some of these, like, basically, I'll show a message, you know what I'm saying, on the screen. But like, basically, with some of these platforms, it gets too congested. Like when I started doing Juicer last year, it was all like $5 and $6 scooter pickups and drop offs and everything like that. Sometimes you'll see 10 on there. Now it's $3. Everything $3. So, but what I did notice was doing it, it's a whole lot of people doing it and waiting on that. You know what I'm saying? $3, $3, $3. I'm not gonna get into um, what some of the supposed issues with people sharing accounts and everything like that is. Get your money, yeah, you get your money. I don't care who you are. But yeah, it does. It can get sticky. So like for example, even with Brody, like I try not to even take like I had one order come through. They was trying not to show who was the sender today. They made it seem like the sender was Brody, and so I took it, and the sender was Best Buy. So if you don't know anything about Rody and Best Buy on Rody is the only people who basically will have an issue with anything that you do. With me, you know what I'm saying? I've literally been doing the same pick up, drop off, take a picture for like 7 years now. Through different phases. There has been growth and progression on every one. Like I started off with Pizza Hut. Sometimes you may need to take a picture with that. Blah 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 blah. But through different phases, I started off with actually with My Town to Go, and that was primarily the app based thing that we did. But a lot of these apps and stuff will definitely they'll definitely try to keep their market small, if that makes any sense. And they'll do that by deactivating whoever maybe got a complaint recently or something like that. Now, I'm not going to flex. Like, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you do need to get rid of stuff. I did a demo with somebody, and he was just telling me about his delivery platform and everything that I can do with his platform. The dude was just saying, like, yeah, this driver didn't complete an order. He literally showed me the button, deactivate. So, some of these platforms is just that simple. Others, you gotta go through a review process. And honestly, sometimes it's not even worth going through the process, bro. Bro says, whoever watching you, I don't care. Um, it's not worth. Find something different. Don't stick to one as it is in the first place, but just find something different. Or start your own in a way of like some type of easy work your own, whether it be handyman. Like I've talked to a lot of people who have car hauling businesses, for example. And I know does not apply to everybody because most of y'all starting off with like small knick-knack food deliveries. You working at like whatever office job, trying to figure out how to get out of there. So I know most of y'all that don't apply. But just, you know what I'm saying, what's your out? When you get in this, understand what's your out. Rather starting an app like DoorDash or Uber, because understand DoorDash didn't start because it was DoorDash. DoorDash has a huge stock price. Uber, yeah, so long as they can stay afloat. Um, runs by shareholder money too. Lyft, shareholder money. All of these major platforms, you can boost it up with shareholder money. So don't worry about, oh, I'm not Uber, I'm not DoorDash, I'm not Lyft. Think about it on a small perspective. Because when I started doing this, I started doing it for a company named My Town to Go. My Town to Go was bought out by a bigger entity that you don't know for the most part. So, and we used the Driver Logic app, which Driver Logic, if you wanted to start your own little food delivery for whatever your local town is, get up with Driver Logic. And then if you get to the point where your business is making like profit side $5,000, $10,000 a month, even at 3 to 5, if your business is profiting from these local businesses and you got local drivers that's picking up these orders, catering orders, whatever it may be for you, and dropping them off, you can then use Driver Logic to get chain restaurants. Like I'm talking about Arby's, Applebee's, Hooters. They got like 30 or 40 of them with Driver Logic, and it's only gonna cost you about $1,000 a month, give or take. But you get the entire platform to go with that, along with X amount of orders. Like it's a volume amount of orders. It's not nothing BS. It's some real stuff. So, but yeah, we got deactivated. So it was funny though when I saw it. I ain't gonna lie. This one and Ship kind of hurt because I was like, dang. I think the day before I had made like 170, bro. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Like, and then I woke up the next morning. They was like, bye bye. 4.7, not 4.3, my boy. So, but it happens. I also got deactivated from Uber. Yeah, Uber. That's a whole story in itself. So, but yeah, it happens. Just keep it pushing. Find another one. Don't stick to one. Always have at least 4 or 5 of them on your phone just in case. You know what I'm saying? You see one pop up, somebody sent you a share, get on this, get on that. Still use the 1, 2, or 3 that you know, funneling in between, but still, like, you know what I'm saying, be looking for something different. Be looking, whether it's going OTR, because there is longevity in going OTR. There's longevity in having a dot number, and I can sit down, and for people who want to, you don't need a dot number and everything like that. You don't need an MC, you don't need state registration to get started on a lot of these apps, especially with ones like GoShare. And GoShare has what they say, like a, I think it was 4 to 8 week waiting process right now, just because everybody is on there trying to make that money, because GoShare is like a real big thing right now. Like people in carriers, for example, my car carrier, they're averaging about $50 an hour. GoShare's website says 45, but talk to them, they averaging about 50, 60, to be real with you. So, because sometimes you could just be a helper. You could just pull up in your car for 30 minutes and just help. $70 just like that. So, look for what you want to do. Like, use the money to, you know what I'm saying, pay your bills and everything like that. But keep $10 a day, $4 a day. $10 a day add up a lot quicker than you think. If you kept $10 a day for a whole year, you'll have $3,000 at the end of the year. If you kept, you know, some people do it with the envelope method and stuff like that, but just put some aside and be looking for what you're going to invest in for yourself to own your own platform and everything like that. But yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe if you ain't already. I know this was a quick one. I ain't doing nothing but talking in the car on this one, but very valuable information. If you heard what I said, if you didn't, oh well. If you didn't like or subscribe, oh well. I don't really care. But still, get busy.